Put you in the brig for what you've done, but I won't do it.
What the hell's going on out here?
Talking Dicks Comedy Podcast, Volume 198.
An error has occurred.
You fool.
It's 199.
Can you believe it, Alfredo? 198. I'm Al Romas. I'm on the Oasis of the Seas. We're currently docked at a perfect day in Coco Cay, the private island, and that is Al Ducharme. He is, I believe he's home today. He's in Studio City, California, and getting ready for another venture. But he's here now. Let's say hello. Al, how are you today?
Well, it's not a perfect day on the podcast because you said it was episode or volume 198, and it's actually 199, one away from the big 200. Now, we can re-record it. We can re-record the whole opening, or we can point out your mistake and shit on you for 20 minutes. It's up to you.
Well, after 199 volumes, I made a mistake finally. So, all right. I guess I'm human after all.
You are. He's only human.
Get the human
Flesh
touch.
and blood are made. Or man, or he's made.
I don't know the song you're singing. I don't know Broadway show tunes. I don't know Broadway show tunes. Homo.
What is wrong with being homo? I'm thinking about it. I'm thinking about going homo.
Nothing wrong with it. Nothing. We had two young men in the audience the other night, and it's so weird because you got to be. And I don't care. Again, I don't care what anyone does. What do I care? But they're two young guys. Then I'm like, hey, single guy. They're like, well, not really. But they look just like they didn't look gay at all. And then I'm like, oh, what are you guys, brothers? They're like, no. And then I'm like, what? Oh, a couple? Oh, you're a couple. That's cool. But it's just like, I don't know what the fuck. You know, I used to have homo jokes.
Such a middle-aged man thing. White dude thing.
I know. Oh, exactly. No.
There's nothing wrong with that. No,
you were the fella.
You know, I've never sucked a dick before, but you guys, I don't have anything against it. I mean, I like my dick sucked, but, you know, one time I was with a trans. I didn't know it until she pulled it out.
Hey, now.
Oh, was it too blue?
No, never. But, no, but they were great. They were like two of the best audience members. But I just don't. Because I used to have these jokes I would do if the guys were gay. Then they were funny little jokes. But you can't do those anymore because you don't know how it's going to come across. So it just goes to be, oh, you're a couple. Hey, that's cool. And then move on. And it's like, it's kind of weird. You know, it's like, can't really banter, even though if it was in a club, I would have. But a ship, it's different. You know what I mean? You don't know how people feel about shit. And it's all different, man. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but I think if you preface everything, like I used to do this gay joke in my act, and then I realized it was wrong, so I took it out. It goes like this.
Yeah, I don't want to do that. Then I was doing a bit about dating apps, and there was a woman. She had to be 90 years old. No exaggeration. She had to be 90. And she's like, oh, and she's applauding, and I'm like, what? And so I go, what are you, on the dating apps? Kiddingly. And she goes, yeah, we met here. Her husband, they met on the, because I was saying sites are very specific, you know what I mean? Like jaded for Jewish people and blah, blah, blah. And then she was like, we met. I go, which one? She goes, Our Time. They met on Our Time.
Which is, to be honest, it's limited time is what it is.
Well, exactly. It's kind of ominous, right? It's like, this is our time. We may not have much more time. We should use our time wisely. Yeah, but they're together, for God's sake. I mean, 90 years old. She's on the only, whatever it is, not only, what is it called? What did I just say? Our Time. I thought it was Gray Pubes. I thought Gray Pubes was the old site, but it's Our Time.
Wow, you really do some research.
Yeah, I try to look into things before the podcast. I have my notes, sir. Where's your notes?
I just play off of you, man. I don't know what you're going to come up with, but I do have a point of view. But
I got a point of view.
It's interesting about the savviness. There's a gap between people that are of a certain age, middle-aged and slightly above, that have no clue about cutting and pasting or how any of the platforms work.
Oh, you mean the guys who were in our Two Dicks video?
Now, then there's them because they're very savvy on like one platform, like the
zero promotion from any of them. You know,
Frank.
I mean,
Frank has like 4 different.
No, Frank's been all right with it. And he's the smallest part in the thing, and he's been doing it. But the other people who go nameless have not followed through in promotion.
In what it is, I tagged him in our latest episode of the Talking Dicks, or actually of the Two Dicks web series, I tagged them and it went on their timeline, but they didn't. They didn't share it. They didn't talk about it.
They don't add it.
They don't add
some of them
it.
you got to add it. They don't know. They don't look at that part where add to your timeline. I mean, we're dealing with guys who they're not that savvy with this. They don't know what they're doing.
No,
So,
I don't think that they're in the stealth mode where you have to get permission from them to put it on their timeline. I think when I tag them, it goes on their timeline automatically. They didn't block it. But they're not saying, "Oh, this is great. Love this," and resharing it a few days later.
Right. Add it to your story, Instagram, Facebook, story it. To let people know, make a reel of your but it's the way it's been. But we're dealing with. We should talk about. We were talking about off air. We're just dealing with a limited viewers on Facebook, and I think it's because of. I think the name is just screwing us again. The Two Dicks for some reason. I get the word, but it does have other meanings, and they're just not letting enough people see it. I mean, everyone's not seeing it.
Well, before they clamped down on us, we were getting tens of thousands of views. I think we had one that was like 27,000. We have 150,000 views. Yeah. But now they clamped down on it because of woke and whatnot, algorithms. And now we figured out that we're not getting seen by our friends. There's like we're getting 12 to 15 people are seeing anything that has the word dick in it. Yeah. And
I was just telling you, a guy I know in New York, I haven't talked to him years personally, but I know him. He sent me a thing saying he enjoyed the Two Dicks episode. He asked when we're doing more. How long's it been? I told him the whole thing. I go, well, we got the podcast after COVID. What podcast he wrote? Now, it's on Facebook twice a week at minimum on my page. So that just means he hasn't seen my Facebook page with any Talking Dicks posts in 2 years. And it's Dicks. It's Dicks is
so we're gonna have to do a name
killing
change.
us.
We're gonna have to change it to the Talking D's, the Talking Detectives, but the podcast isn't really detectives.
We're not detectives.
It was a spin-off because of the pandemic from our web series, The Two Dicks, which is detectives. So it's tough, man.
And we go TCCP, go Talking Comics Comedy Podcast.
Yeah.
Something like that. And then we're just comics.
But there's
talking.
so many comedians doing podcasts.
I know.
We were trying to break away from that a little bit.
Yep.
All right. We're boring our audience.
And even in the last, I know. I don't want to get into this too. Yeah, we too much inside baseball for the folks. Hey, I got a corporate gig. Check this out. What are the odds? You tell me what the odds. They're astronomical. 365 days in a year. I have 2 corporate dates in the year. Okay. I have 2, So I have one on October 17th. Yesterday, I get an email for a corporate offer. October 17th. What the fuck are the odds of this happening? Come on.
I know. It's so
impossible.
Funny. When it does happen, I'm the same thing. It's like, are you kidding me? How about when have you had the triple? You got to choose, and you're gonna piss up one of them because you already took the date.
Triplets? Never had.
No, you get the triple offer on the same date.
Oh, offer. Yeah.
So you have 2, which is phenomenal, and the chances. But when you get 3, you're like, I committed to this guy. I got to reach out and say, hey, listen, I got an incredible offer. Can you replace me? I never say cancel. Can you replace me without a bit? Oh, Jesus, it's on the thing. I got the flyers. And I'm like, but it's 2 months out or a month out. And then after they calm down, they usually go, all right, pal, don't worry about it. I got somebody. But they put up a stink.
I know. But this was like, I read it right to the guy. I go, I don't believe this. I go, I'm actually have a corporate that night. Can you do it the night before, the night after? Any wiggle room? He's like, no, there's no wiggle room. I'm like, I can't do it then, man. Sorry. And it's just like, what the fuck? I mean, I just couldn't believe the odds of that happening.
It is a little late in the game. We're coming up.
But I'm glad they're there.
September,
at least I have, at least there's 2. Yeah.
That's a month away.
I was happy to even have the offer. You know what I mean? Because
so the proximity is not. You can't double up in one. You ever do that?
No, it was in my head, believe me. But this is Miami, and the one I accepted is in Orlando. So that's 5 hours. I mean, it's not going to happen. But I just couldn't believe it. I was like, well, all right. So, and that one in October is from our old buddy Dave Russo. You remember him, of course, but people may have remembered him from he was on the podcast. He was a guest about a year ago. Boston
Russo on the road.
Comedian. Russo on the road. He's very busy on the social. He would be a guy to put in the two dicks. That's a guy who would promote.
Oh, he would promote, but he would also he's a great character. He could do a great character.
He would be great. I'm saying he would be a great guy for a two dicks episode. Right. You know, he's funny.
If he's David, if you are listening, Dave, if you're listening,
the offer is out.
Yeah, we'll customize a script just for you.
Yes, sir.
All right.
Anyone who can promote well, who wants to be in a two dicks and is funny and can act a little bit and promises to promote, you could be in the next two dicks.
But you have to have a following.
Like, no, that's not going to happen.
You have to have a following of 25,000 people or more.
Well, there is that. We would like that. We would appreciate that. Hey, speaking of talking dicks, by the way, what's next week? What's our next volume? If today's 199.
Number 200.
200, baby. Holy God. I remember 100, and that seems about 8 years ago. So it takes a little time to get up to old number 200, but we're going to, what's the plan, Alfred? Tell the people what we're thinking about. Well, this will air Monday, and then the following, are we talking Sunday? Was that our,
we want to go live, notes. But what is the best,
go live.
What is the best day to do a live stream? Is it Sunday night? And then we're dealing with two different coasts. And I'm actually going to be back up in Alaska. Overrated.
Well, my problem, yes, it is over. And I think people are coming around to that. I'm seeing Facebook posts from friends of ours up there.
It's rain. It always rains
happy.
up there, but this is a rainy season like we haven't seen in over a decade. So,
overrated.
So people are, I told you before, there were like elderly women in Florida pastel colors wearing a clear garbage bag they bought for $1.99 going, it's always raining. Why is it always raining here? But even in a normal year, it says there's a chance of it raining at some point or another. And it's
Alaska.
When you get a good stretch of
inclement
nice
weather.
Yeah, inclement weather. When you get a nice stretch. I had
nice weather up there.
Yeah, you
I had a nice stretch.
I went 14 days. I had 2 nice days.
All right. So what are you complaining about?
I had one like a drizzly day, but the rest was raining, windy, stormy.
Yeah.
I don't see the sun for many days in a row.
That'll make you crazy, man. I think you go insane. If you don't see the sun, you can go insane. You can actually go insane without seeing the sun.
Yep.
And if you go to Alaska and see some of those people, you get it.
The year-rounders.
Not there.
Holy shit.
They're out. Yeah, they're gone, man. There's a lot of weird shit happening between those eyeballs. Or behind them, at least. You know what I mean?
They will skin you alive, and they're not even, they're in Anchorage downtown. It's not like they're in the wilderness.
Oh, no. They're weird people.
Dry you out in the porch.
The Facebook Live that we're talking about, my only issue would be I'm still going to be on this ship, the Oasis of the Seas, the OG, by the way. Mm-hmm. And I have shows at 8:30 and 10:30. So I would need to do the live earlier in the evening, maybe 6:30, 7 o'clock.
That's going to be, I'm going to be 4-hour difference.
And that'll be 4 hours. That'll put you.
That'll be 2:30 in the afternoon.
Yeah. Unless.
Watch me get the one sunny day on my entire trip, and I'm going to be sitting on a ship doing a podcast.
Well, what else would you do? What are you going to do? Walk around Alaska?
I can work on my yoga and try blowing myself.
You're going to go hiking? I mean, really.
I do. I go walking and hiking in Studio City, California.
You walk. That's walking.
No, hiking. I live right here next to the mountains. I'm at the foothills.
You climb up the mountains?
I climb up the mountains and I look down.
I just feel like a lot of people say hike. I feel like a lot of people say hiking and they really mean walking. I'm going hiking.
Yeah, but I just explained it to you. Sometimes I do the flats, which is walking. My wife and I will have a discussion. We check one another. How's your knee? How are you feeling today? How's your ankle? Are we doing a hike?
Yeah.
And it's like, well, we did a hike 2 days in a row, so let's do the flats today.
Oh my God, that's really the discussion in the Ducharme house in the morning.
Yeah.
How's your knee?
That's our
How you doing? How's your back?
Foreplay around here. Pal.
How's your ankle?
What do you say?
Jesus
10 minutes
Christ.
up in the hay.
Honey,
Is it going to
Take a
happen?
little-
Why don't we wait? Why don't we just wait? Let me take
Yeah,
let me take an aspirin.
isn't that the old joke with the old lady goes upstairs and the old guy's downstairs? And she goes, "Are you gonna come up and make love to me?" And he goes, "Which one do you want?"
Pick one.
Yeah, pick one. Which one do you want? Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Super
Anyway,
pussy.
I don't know.
I'll
So
take
we'll
the
have to-
soup.
I'm sorry.
Super pussy. When she comes down naked but wearing a cape, as she comes into the room, she jumps into the room and she's 90 years old. She goes, "Super pussy," and he goes, "I'll take the soup." You know that one.
I did not know that one.
You didn't know that
I
one.
got it. I must
You
have
didn't know
forgot
that. How did you not know that one?
it. It's not that good.
Super pussy. Well, I didn't do it. I didn't do it
joke,
right.
sir. Sir, I understand the joke. It's not. You don't have to explain it. I got it. I just didn't really.
I hope
know.
you fall over when you're putting on your slippers.
I chuckle. Well, I don't check my ankle and my my hip before walking. Honey, how's your hip? Is it okay? Is your knee gonna hold out for a walk?
Can you do another hike today, or do you want to do the flats?
Can you do it?
That's what it is.
I see.
That's
I see. We'll walk to the coffee shop, get a coffee,
Yeah.
sit down, look at our phones,
Yeah, but
and walk back.
It's 105 today here in Studio City. 105, and it might make it up to 107 in our drive.
Get out of here! Come on.
Come on.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Hey, I had a
so I don't
question
know about
for
it.
you.
So we got to go back. We got to go back. The time. So we don't really know yet. I guess we'll figure that out. I wanted to kind of announce it on the pod what time we'd be doing a Facebook Live, but it doesn't seem like we're quite prepared.
Well,
for it.
everybody is tuned out by now, so.
I know. Well, as long as they listen a minute or two, we get the click. So you can bail whenever you want, folks. I don't know.
I think we'll just post the hell out of it. Number 200 coming up.
All right.
All right.
Okay. What was your question? You had a question?
Well, we do have two questions today from listeners, which we'll get to in a moment. I had a question for you.
Yes, sir.
I had to get I have a negative antigen test in my possession results. And it's a form, just a piece of paper with a bunch of words. I filled it in, and then
Both
the
words?
pharmacist tested me. It was negative. She signed it and put the pharmacy like rubber stamp on it, but it's not like a raised seal. Are they going to accept that as it looks like I made it.
I don't know. I do the PCR still. I do a PCR test, and then it comes on my phone, and I show it to them at the port when I get there, and I'm good to go. So I don't know about this antigen and hand stamps. I don't know where you're going.
They intermittently accept my phone.
Who's doing the testing? I mean, what your CVS or what do you got?
No, I went to a
this
compound pharmacy right here.
No,
Are they going to accept it?
Why don't you just go to CVS, get a PCR, and you get the results 48 hours, and then you get on the ship? Why are you
Because
messing
I
around with
don't
antigen?
trust the 48-hour thing.
Yeah, but
Anyways.
nowadays, if it doesn't come on your phone, they have testing right at the ship on the port.
All right, that's fine. What I'm saying is I'm going to take the receipt that says $65. By the way, it was $65 here versus $125, $175,
But it's
$250.
free at CVS. It's free. It's free. I found that out. I paid,
with your insurance, it's free.
Sir. It's $129 without
Insurance.
if you checked on the box, like you're doing it for travel. But if there's one of the boxes, you go, hey, have you had COVID in the last 14 days? If you check yes to that, they give you the test for free.
You're lying then. You're fucking lying.
I'm telling you the truth, man. That's a hack. That's a life hack. That's a life hack for you folks
You're
listening.
lying. Now, wait a minute.
sir.
Do they ask for your insurance information?
No.
And this is
nothing.
in Florida, right? The state of Florida?
Yeah. Well, this is CBS, though. I mean, it's national.
I have two CVSs.
It's not a
They're
Florida
across
thing.
the street
it's
from
not
one
Ron
another,
DeSantis running
3
it.
blocks from here. So you're saying I should go in there?
You go on your phone and make an appointment. You go to CBS. You fill out the form on your phone, and then one of the questions is, "Have you had COVID in the last 14 days?" Check yes. Then fill out the rest. Then it'll say, "Okay, pick a date and a time." You pick the date 2 days before you leave. A time early in the morning, 10 a.m. Say, free. Then when you get by the time you leaving the hotel the night before, you'll have the results, and then you go to the ship, show them on your phone, good to go.
Here's what I've been
telling you.
running into.
Telling you, man.
I believe
Telling
you.
you.
Here's what I'm running
All right.
into.
You don't seem to be believing me.
Here's my email.
You seem to question my
Negative test
knowledge.
on my phone, right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And they go, "Do you have the hard copy?" I'm like, "Why? This is good." No. Motherfucker!
I do as many ships. I've never had.
I'll do the phone thing on one ship, and they go, "Okay, great, thanks. Let me see the date.
Yeah.
Okay, you're good." And then another one, I need the hard copy. I'm like, "Excuse me?" Every once in a while, it's happening, and I'm like,
Phyllis, I don't have the hard copy. I
Phyllis,
don't have the hard copy,
Phyllis. Okay.
I live in 2022, Phyllis. It's digital world. Get with it. I don't have a fucking hard copy. And I'll leave right now if you don't let me on the ship because I'm going to get.
And I want your name.
So you tell me.
So I tell them you wouldn't allow me to get on the ship.
Yeah, I can't get on the ship because Phyllis needs a hard copy.
Because fucking Phyllis, my name is Raymond. Yeah, Raymond Phyllis.
I don't know what that was. I don't know. I didn't follow any of that.
All right,
and no one else did either.
Okay.
Who's Raymond now?
Well, I'm saying you're calling him Phyllis.
Right. Her.
Whether it's a
her.
Right. I said if it's a dude. And I said, my name is Raymond. I'm not Phyllis, basically, what I was trying to say.
Oh, a trans joke?
No.
A trans joke, eh?
No.
Yeah, you made Phyllis into a man.
No, you made
You're transing
Raymond
it up there,
into a Phyllis.
Whitey,
you were calling him
middle-aged Whitey.
Like when you're playing golf.
You're the problem.
Listen, Sally,
why
don't you work on your swing?
You're the problem with the world right now. Guys like you.
Hey,
take a nice Phyllis joke and make him into Raymond because you think it's funny.
I'm taking responsibility for attempting to think outside of Phyllis's box.
That's funny.
Do we have any questions today?
I have a lot of questions, sir. Believe me. And for the show, yes. Here we go. We have questions. Look at that.
Questions.
Wow, about time.
Questions. We have 2 questions, in fact. Let's start with question number 1.
Uno.
Question number 1, sent to us on Instagram. If you want to do it, hit us up on Instagram and send us a question. Twitter, Facebook. We're on all of them. Talking Nick's Comedy Podcast. Name may be changing soon. Okay, here we go. This is from Sultan of Swing 48. Sultan of Swing, not Sultan. The song was Sultans of Swing. Right. But he's the Sultan of Swing. Or it could be a woman, Phyllis or Raymond. We don't know. Do you, my handwriting is so horrible. Do you ever do live shows together?
Yes. We have performed 3 times together. Not on stage at the same time. We alternated.
Maybe that's what he meant. I see.
Yeah. We've alternated featuring and closing or headlining. However, we had a host. We had a host on all the shows that we've done together. And we up in Boston, we alternated 4 shows, and then down at Vasani's, I believe you closed 2 shows out. Is that accurate? Was it one show?
I think we did 1 show at Vasani's.
That's what it was. 1 show. And then at the Improv, we did the 1 show. At
the Improv. We did 1 show. We had Mike Murillo hosted in Tampa. I think he might have hosted for us in Vistani's in Port Charlotte also.
I believe.
I believe he did. I believe he did. And then, So I was thinking, well, this guy listens to us and we talk about it all. And we're just in Vegas together. But I'm thinking maybe you're right. Maybe he's thinking, you perform on stage together? He might be thinking like, do you do the 2 dicks or you 2 like as a comedy team? On stage could be the answer or the question.
Yes. So we performed at 4 different venues together, and we alternated, for the most part, the order of things. We have not been on stage together, but we did show episodes at 2 of the venues prior to our performance. Is that accurate? We did we showed 2 episodes at the Improv. We showed 1, and then you went on after Mike. And then after you were done, we showed another episode. Mike went up, then I went on. And at Vasani's, I think we ran 1 or 2 up front. And then we did it as Mike, you, me, or Mike, me, I forget. But it was the 3 of us. Yes.
But we have not gone up as you and I. I'd love to do that if we had like a small theater type setting and then had people who know us and just do a couple of videos, a host, 5 minutes, you, me, and then together go up in uniform, go back and say, put on suits, come out and interrogate like an audience member as the two dicks or some shit. I think that would be fun. But,
yeah, we talked about that in the past. And rather than
COVID,
rather than committing to having just the two dicks on one show, we'd rather put it as a section or a segment of a show and try it out, experiment, and then if it get some traction and took life, then we would make that a two-person show, like a theatrical thing rather than stand-up comedy.
Right. I'm going to pitch it to McCurdy's in Sarasota, and I think they might listen to the pod, actually. So that would be good. I'd love to pitch it where we go in co-headliner. I hate that word but co-headliner, but a two dicks type show, video, you and I, and then on a weeknight, Wednesday, Thursday, or Sunday, try it, try to bring someone up, talk to them, you know what I mean? Like, I think after showing, and then the people who do come on a regular Wednesday, if they've never seen the two dicks, we show the video beforehand. They get a feel for it. Then we do our stand-up, then come back as the two dicks and do that with an audience member. I think it could go pretty well, but we'd have to try it a few times, And I think that would be a perfect setting. McCurdy's in Sarasota. If you're listening, 2023.
What we should do, because a few of our friends have done these one-person shows. Matter of fact, Janine Garofalo, Kevin Flynn, Maureen Langan, and a few others are doing the one-person shows in Edinburgh at their festival. I think we're so stupid. Why don't we plan next year the two dicks?
Yeah. No, I agree.
That would be an ideal.
And
you got to go for a month. You have to do the whole month, and you got to promote it yourself.
A month in Edinburgh, yeah. I mean, I've known about it. I never thought about it, but that's actually a very good idea.
And I think you do 30 shows. I think you do a show a day.
Really?
And if you get some good reviews, sometimes they take a week or so to come review you, which you want because you want to work out on the kinks. And you get a good review. Everybody reads the reviews, and then all of a sudden you go from having like 15, 20 people to having sold out.
Packed. Yeah.
Around the corner, and then that happened to Dimitri Martin, and he ended up winning the Perrier Award because Perrier was a sponsor, and then his career took off after that.
I won the Pellegrino Award 3 years ago. Quite something. Anyway,
I don't know. Yours was watered down though.
But that's a good idea. I like it. I like that idea. I think McCurdy's, a week at McCurdy's, if you're listening, would be a good warm up for us. And plus, we'd be in Sarasota Wednesday through Sunday. We could film. We could, we could smoke cigars. We could have a nice time.
We could rent Dr. Joe's 1956 convertible.
Bella, yeah.
And 55, 56. We could offer to rent
56.
it. He might donate it and give him a little.
I think he would.
Get a little credit there.
Yeah, I'd love it, man. I think it would.
And just have that parked out front.
Yeah.
That would be awesome.
Yeah. And McCurdy's as a comedy condo, which normally I drive back and forth, but if we had a condo, we could film. Because it's an older Florida condo, and in black and white, I think it would look pretty cool as our new place. So I'll get on that. I'm going to write that down. McCurdy's.
All right.
I've already mentioned to them a little bit. I'm going to pitch that. Okay.
So I hope that answers your question.
Sultan, and that's one of my favorite. That might be my favorite Dire Straits song. I think that's like if a Dire Straits fan heard me say that. That'd be like saying, Stairway to Heaven's my favorite Led Zeppelin song. You know what I mean? Like, that's the hit. People know. But it is a great song. Sultan of Swing. Anyway, our next question, and we were just speaking about her earlier. Our beloved friend Helen Keeney wrote a question.
Oh, she did. Hi, Helen.
The great Helen Keeney. And Helen Keeney, and I think this might have been covered once, but we'll do it again. Why not? What celebrity do people say you look like? What celebrity do people say Al Ducharme looks like? without the beard. If you're on Patreon, you're seeing Alfred's got some chin whiskers happening now. And if you're not on Patreon, I don't know why not. It's $5, but you could see Alfredo and his gorgeous kind of reddish beard. There's a lot of red going on there.
I have a red beard.
Is it like
auburn?
Why is it reddish? Is that the lighting here, or
I have part of it's the light. I have an amber light, but my beard is red except for right here. It's kind of white, but I put a little just for gay men.
Yay, gay.
Just to cover it up, because it looks like
it
looks like I look like Scarface with a beard, doing cocaine. It's all like white right up there. But I get Eric Bana, the Australian actor. Eric Bana.
I can't pull.
I'm putting his picture up, so if you're a Patreon member, you get to see it, and if you're a listener, join our Patreon. $5 a month, help us out here so that we can buy drugs.
And he needs just for gay men, and that's about $8 a box. So one subscriber helps Alfred out.
I don't understand why just for gay men is $2 more than just for men. It's like a woman's blouse versus a man's shirt is twice as much at the dry cleaner.
I wouldn't know. I said it comes with anal bleach, but you spoke over that.
Oh, I missed the anal bleach reference.
Yeah, you went right. You couldn't wait to keep yapping.
Say it again.
Nope, it's gone. Anyway, Eric Bana. I don't know this. I got to look at the Patreon and see what this guy looks like. I can't picture him.
He looks like me.
What has he been in? Who do we know? What do we know?
He did the bad version of the Incredible Hulk. But he did Chopper was his independent film that became quite the hit in Australia, and then the critics loved it in the States and the UK.
That doesn't help me.
What's
he been in the US of A? The good old US.
Bernie.
Of A. Throw it to Bernie. Let's find out what's happening.
I don't know where she is.
All right. Well, I'll move on. I don't know. I don't have one currently. I used to get many years ago. I was told Helen Hunt that my eyes were very similar to Helen Hunt.
Take your shades down for a second. Let me see if I can.
And I would hear that. Well, I think I'm older now, but when I was a younger man,
I see Helen Hunt. I don't see Helen Hunt.
Oh, Jesus Christ! Oh my God, you son of a bitch!
Bernie was napping.
You son of a bitch!
Actor Eric Bana, Australian actor. What's his biggest mainstream movie in the States besides the bad Incredible Hulk?
I don't even know who that is.
There you go. So I'm with Bernie. We don't know who this is.
Can you look
the guy
him up?
You look like? Nobody knows who the guy is. Who you look like?
I can.
At least Helen Hunt, we can spot on the street. But this Eric, whoever.
Well, I'm going to look it up right now.
Never heard of him. Never heard of this guy.
Can you type it in my phone so I can read it?
Eric Bana.
Right here.
This is why our podcast is at the bottom of the podcast charts. We talk about Eric Bana for
Bana. B-A-N-A, I believe it is.
That's what's killing our listeners and our downloads.
Give me his film.
That show they talk about Eric
Internet
Bana.
Movie database.
No, this is deadly.
Troy.
This is deadly radio.
He was in Troy, opposite of Brad Pitt.
Didn't see it. Didn't see Troy. Nope.
You never saw Troy? Go on YouTube and look at the fighting scene between the two of them.
I will not. Give me a movie I might have seen.
The Hulk. You didn't see all the Hulk movies?
Actually all of them. I didn't see any of them.
There's the. Oh, you didn't.
I watched Lou Ferrigno on TV. That was the Hulk for me, man.
Chopper was his big one.
Chopper. Never heard. Chopper.
What's the mainstream one?
What was that?
That was an independent one.
Story of fake teeth. The guy who invented fake teeth.
I'm going to give you an assignment. I'm
not going to take it.
All right.
I'm not watching anything. I'm watching Breaking Bad.
Did you go to
started Breaking Bad?
I know you started
That's
that.
what I'm
again.
watching currently.
I
started that again. Season 4, episode 2.
I'm taking
this
over
is killing
the search.
Me. This is killing me. This is killing me. This all is going to get cut. All this has to be fucking cut.
He's an Australian actor, and I'm going to go to his information right here.
Jesus Christ.
IMBD. All right. He's been in 42 films. Blueback is coming out now. Berlin Nobody. Force of Nature. Oh. His big one. You ready?
Yeah.
Steven Spielberg directed.
Uh-huh. Jaws?
Hold
Jaws?
on.
Jaws? E.T.?
I'm hearing what you're saying.
Was he in E.T.?
He was in Hannah in 2011. Bernie likes
Sir,
him.
you're naming movies no one has seen, ever.
The Time
No one has
Traveler's
ever
Wife.
seen these movies.
The Time Traveler's
What-
Wife.
What is that shit? The
It was-
Time Traveler's Wife.
Yeah.
So wait, so this
Munich.
actor nobody's
Munich
ever...
was his.
Munich.
Yeah.
All right.
Troy and Munich were his big ones.
All right. I don't know who he is. I've seen Munich, but I can't believe people say you look like a guy.
Black Hawk Down. Come on, man.
He was the star of Black Hawk Down.
He was one of the stars. Yeah.
All right.
I just gave you a
I
bunch.
saw that movie. I don't know who he is, but I've seen those movies. So
the guy that's
I'll
in Black
concur.
Hawk Down. Go to YouTube, pull up a scene, Eric Bana, and then
I won't be
you'll
doing
see it and you go, that looks like Al Ducharme dressed like a Marine.
all right, I'm going there. Everyone, go to YouTube, check out Eric Bana, and decide whether it looks like Al Ducharme.
And check
There's
up
a
Helen
Marine.
Hunt.
All right, so that's the question. There you go. That's our answer. What celebrities do you look like? Eric Bana, a guy no one's heard of, and me 20 years ago, Helen Hunt. There you go. Thank you, Helen Keeney, for that question. And Sultan of Swing, thank you. And hey, I have one more thing I wanted to bring up. When we did tell me what you think of this. This is kind of funny, I thought. We were driving to Maryland 2 weeks ago. Kelly and I drove to Maryland with our dog to see
Teddy.
my sister and her service dog and my nieces and all that. And we're driving up there, so we're playing a little road game, try to keep it, keep awake. And I had my Sirius radio app on through the car, and a song came on, "Spirit in the Sky." Everyone knows that song, "Spirit in the Sky."
Mm-hmm.
So I thought, but my phone is down in the console. So anyway, I'm just driving. I go, "Hey Kelly," I'll give you $10 if you tell me who sings this, because it's a rare. The guy had one hit, and it's not a name that people can just pull. Some people can. I don't know if you can. You might be able to. Okay, so and I didn't think she could, because it's just not a common thing at all. And I go, "Spirit in the Sky." I'll give you $10. She goes, $10. Norman Greenbaum.
No.
I go,
Nails
that's what
it.
I said. I go, what? No, that's it, Norman Green. I go, what? How did you? She's like, I don't know. I just know that. I go, oh, all right. I go, that's pretty good. I don't know.
Wow.
Pretty good though. So the next song comes on, and it's I forget the title of the song right now, but the singer is Elvin Bishop. Elvin Bishop. Remember that? I fooled around and fell in love. That song. So I go, all right, I'll give you another 10. You tell me who this is, because there's no way. She's not pulling Elvin Bishop. So she's like, I don't know. Elvin Bishop?
No.
I go, what the fuck is happening here? She's like,
Dude,
I don't know. I just know. Meanwhile,
your
I
girlfriend
glance.
is she?
Well.
I think she's possessed by Satan or something. How did she come up with that?
Because she cheats. She's a cheater. She saw the phone from her angle. I thought it was buried in the console. She was reading it off the app, and beautifully
Kelly,
slide. Beautifully played.
I'm glad you cheated on the quiz versus being possessed by Satan. But
well, I'm not saying she's not possessed by Satan too, but she did cheat on the quiz. I'm just saying. It was well done though.
I thought she was practicing in the words of the late and wonderful Kevin Meaney. She's practicing the voodoo. Where his mother finds chicken bones under his bed because he had an eating disorder, and she's like, "Are you practicing the voodoo?"
Everything out of his mouth was funny. That's another one. Go YouTube Kevin Meaney, everybody. Fuck Eric Bana. Go YouTube Kevin Meaney. That guy was hysterical. But yeah, so she played it well though. It kind of scared me how good a liar she was, because she was just like,
"Wow, poker face."
Elvin Bishop. Like,
wow.
Yeah, it's Elvin. Yeah.
Wow.
But then I look down. Oh, there's the name. You cheater. You're cheating. I didn't speak to her the rest of the ride. I shut it down for 7 hours. I was like, I'm not talking anymore. 7 hours.
Good for you.
Yeah. It was like 2 minutes. I didn't even get annoyed. But, for comedic purposes, let's say I didn't speak for 7 hours. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Did you,
All right.
when you guys pulled over, did you ever pull the old, she goes to get in, and then you pull away? She goes to get in the car.
No, I didn't. I didn't pull that old one. No.
No? Oh, I've done that
No.
to Bernadette multiple times.
Yeah, but we're
And I
happy.
hear, really? Really?
I'd be more impressed if you told me, and I just kept going. That would be a good. Just leave her there. Literally leave her there. That would be funny. Yeah. All right. Well, that's it. I have my notes. I went through everything. I think corporate offer, our time, 2 questions, and Norman Greenbaum.
One other thing I want to add is
Please.
we got to talk to Helen Keeney about appearing in another episode if it all works out. And number 2, our good friend and talented actor, comedian, John Bazar, sent me a full episode, about 5-minute episode.
Ah,
And
love it.
It's pretty darn good. So
You didn't write back and go, "Are you drinking?" You didn't send him that email back when he sent you the script?
I did not.
Yeah, I mean, John is a great writer. I love his stuff on. He writes on Facebook all the time, little stories, and they're hilarious. And I'd welcome a script from a new entity, and we could do it. And sounds good.
He had sent me an idea of another script, and I said,
Jesus.
"Well, it's actually similar to an episode that we had, Cold Case Files, with Helen Keeney, the Helen Keeney." So then he said, "He goes, I'm working on another script for someone else, but you know how your brain works. You come up with the idea, you got to flush it out, because so you can go back. Otherwise, you'll keep thinking of it, and it bleeds over in the process." And I'm like, and he cranked it out, and he goes, "What do you?" And I'm looking at it, I'm like, I don't think we need to change anything.
Damn, that is great
But
to hear. Thank you.
I didn't tell him yet, so.
Well, he's a listener, I think, and that's great, though, man. I'm all for that. You know, I mean, I love it. And plus, between a real script and some ad libbing and having some loosey goosey, that'd be a lot of fun.
Mm-hmm.
We'll
give it a go.
Yeah, man.
So
Sounds
remember,
good. Maybe we'll
our
put-
next podcast is going to be the Big 200. We'll do a live stream. We're also going to record it, and then we'll re-release it on other
That'll be the pod for
platforms.
next Monday. The actual live, we can do that. We have the technology to record the live. Yeah.
And that's
Okay.
all I have to say.
Sounds good. Have a good trip to Alaska. We'll check in with you next. So you'll be doing volume 200 from Alaska. I'll be doing it from somewhere on this oasis of the seas. Until then, we will say, see ya.
Damn right I call the cold red.
Good luck in prison.
Iceberg, dead ahead.
Don't forget to review us and rate us. It really helps.
The Talking Dicks became friends at a very young age, and the rest is history.
I'm losing my mind.
Patreon.com/The2Dicks, which is named after our web series. This is the Talking Dicks Comedy Podcast. Thanks for tuning in.
Done.
I didn't kill my wife. I don't care.
We'll fix it in post, you son of a bitch.
Okay, sure.
All right. Subscribe. Mary. This was a horrible mistake.
Go to patreon.com/forwardthe2dicks.
If you shoot me, you won't see a cent of that money. Why?
I think it ends on that. That's beautiful.